everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another Minecraft video, and in this one we're going to be doing something really quite special. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to go from a redstone noob all the way through to a redstone pro. Now as you can see behind me, I have done quite a bit of redstone in my time and I've built a whole ton of redstone contraptions, so I like to think over the many years that I've spent doing this, I sort of kind of know what I'm talking about, so hopefully I'll be able to pass on some of that advice onto you guys so you can start work on your own awesome redstone contraptions. Number one of today's video is to subscribe to some redstone YouTubers, okay? Now that might sound a little bit rich coming from a redstone YouTuber, but honestly this is going to come as a massive help. I'm talking about the sorts of YouTubers that just download redstone worlds and showcase them in their videos because although they can be entertaining, you're probably not going to learn too much from them. I'm talking about the sorts of YouTubers that actually build the redstone contraptions and show you how they work. I'll put some links to those down in the description, but there is also one fairly handsome man that does come to mind. Next, I would suggest downloading some form of redstone world, for example this one right here, and taking a look at a whole bunch of redstone contraptions. Just take a look at how they work, flick some levers, see how they function and how they go about doing what they do. For example, this thing right here is a drop-down chandelier lighting system, and by the look of things we've got a double piston extender that can also be pulled out of the way, which allows a block swapping circuit to happen. But that is a fancy circuit! Can't believe I even built that! Next, I would suggest going into this menu right here and clicking this button right here, and something known as a testing world. Make sure that you use capitals in the title because otherwise you're not going to be able to do good redstone. Then you set yourself into creative mode, which you can do just by doing that. Then turn off generating structures because you don't want any villages to ruin your lovely sandstone landscapes. Click world type, super flat, customize, and then go to presets and head down to redstone ready because you, my friend, are redstone ready. Create new world, and there we go. We now have ourselves a blank canvas ready to start building a whole ton of redstone contraptions. Now that you've done all of that, it is time to actually start placing some redstone, and the first thing that I would suggest doing before any form of redstone circuits or complicated things, just experiment. And then place down some redstone and just sort of chuck it around and see if you can power a piston, for example. Soon you will learn that you have to run the redstone directly into the side of the piston as opposed to running it off the edge like that, because that's not going to power it. These are all things you pick up through experimenting, and I would highly suggest just popping into your redstone testing world and doing. But now I would say it's about time that you learned what each and every component did. I will warn you, this part is going to be a tiny bit long-winded. Redstone dust has a maximum signal length of 15 blocks, and it is what we use to connect up all of our different redstone components. The redstone block is a power source block, and it can be moved by pistons, but one interesting thing about the redstone block is that it can't be pushed upwards by pistons due to bud mechanics. I'll get onto those a little bit later. The redstone torch will power all redstone that is directly next to it, as well as the block that is placed directly above it. So as you can see, this redstone dust is powered. Now the redstone torch can also on the side blocks, and as you can see, if the redstone torch is placed on a block that is being powered, then it will turn off, making it inverted. The repeater will extend out redstone signals. So as mentioned earlier on, redstone dust has a max signal strength of 15. Now this repeater right here would extend out that signal strength, allowing us to continue on the redstone line. There is, however, a little bit of a sacrifice in that there is a delay involved. This is a 1/10 of a second delay, or a 1 tick delay, and it goes right the way up to 4 ticks of a second. The regular piston will push but not pull blocks. The sticky piston will push and pull blocks because the block sticks to the face of the piston. Now the maximum number of blocks that you can move piston is 12 total blocks. The comparator is just, this is just really confusing. You need a whole video explaining it, which thankfully I have actually done. Link to that one on the screen and also down in the description. The dispenser will dispense out items but also has some special cases to dispense out items. So for example, inside both of these we have got ourselves a spawn cow spawn egg, and if we hit the dropper you can see we get the spawn egg, and if we hit the dispenser we get a cow. The redstone lamp turns on when it receives a redstone input. A stone gives a redstone pulse of 10 ticks or 1 second, and the wooden button gives a redstone 14 ticks or 1.5 seconds. The lever will give a constant redstone output when it's flipped. A stone pressure plate will give a redstone output when a mob or player stands on top of it, just like this, but a wooden pressure plate will give an output when a mob or player stands on it, but also give an output for entities. A trap chest will give a signal strength of 1 when it is opened, which makes it perfect to use. The hopper takes items from the top and transports them in the direction of the funnel. But one interesting thing about the hopper is it will always take from below before it goes across. So this hopper right here is actually taking items from that hopper, and this hopper is taking items from this hopper. So in theory, when we place the item in, it should go down across like this. It won't go into that chest. Instead, it will be taken by this hopper and end up in this chest, which, as you can see, is fully functional. The daylight sensor will give a redstone output depending on the time of day and the strength of the sunlight. So for example, right now the sun is pretty high in the sky, so it's giving off a fairly strong redstone output. And finally, the observer will give a redstone output when it detects a block update, for example, a block being placed, perhaps a wheat growing or a melon growing, anything like that. And there's plenty of information down in the description. One that I guess I totally almost forgot is slime blocks. Slime blocks could definitely be seen as a redstone component because, as you can see from this demonstration right here, they stick to one another, which makes them, well, amazing for redstone. Really, you can build ridiculous contraptions here, and it was one of the biggest changes to redstone. Blimey O'Reilly, that was a lot of information. My brain is going to explode. I sort of agree with you. I'm sorry that I had to bombard you, and I hate to say it, but that isn't going to be the last bombarding in today's video, because now we're going to get on to powering and how various different types of powering work.